excited about today, you guys. This is like a dream come true for me.
Mm.
I have someone so special on here today, and oh, I just cannot wait. Like I dreamt about this. Like I knew this day would happen. I absolutely knew it. And today I have the Queen of Manifestation on here. She is an international best-selling author. She's a speaker. She was my mentor. And I cannot wait to introduce my friend Kathleen Cameron. Hi, Kathleen.
Hello, beautiful. I'm so happy to be here.
Uh,
Watching you soar has been incredible. And I love the name of the podcast. That's incredible.
right? Thank you.
Yes. Yes, I
Thank you.
love
Thank
it.
you. It was all God. I'm going to tell you what. I don't know if you know this, Kathleen, but I was one of the ones that I was in Bob Proctor's program.
Yep.
And I was on watching his monthly call, and he was interviewing people, and you popped up there. He was interviewing you. I
Wow.
saw that.
Wow. I would actually love to go back and find that. Like those were from 20, that would have been what, 2021 probably?
It was in 2021.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was it was probably
Yes.
early 2021, maybe late 2020.
Yeah.
It would be so interesting to go back and see that. It's probably somewhere on his YouTube channel, eh?
Yes. And when I saw that, I was immediately attracted to you because I saw something in myself and you, right? And that's how it happens. And so, what about that day? You remember that, but did you have any idea that it was going to be this big for you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's everything that I've done is so intentional, like from the moment that I got introduced to Bob and the moment I started to learn about the power of manifestation, and he would never really call it that. He would call it maybe mindset or law of attraction or human potential and growth and stuff. But when I really started to embody this idea of manifestation for myself, spirituality meets personal growth and development. So, being able to allow the God energy within to work, to use it to guide and direct that source energy towards a means. Ever since I started doing that, I've been super, super intentional about everything that I do and what I desire and the impact that I want to make in the world. And so, because of that intention, I do experience everything I expect. So even being like, I was a student of Bob's first, then I became a consultant and was selling his course and program. And I remember being like, I'm going to be this man's like number one consultant. I'm going to be his friend. He's going to text me. He's going to call me. I'm going to go to his house. I'm going to speak on his live events. He's going to talk about me on the events. He's going to share me as an example of this work. And so because I expected all that, it's exactly what I got. He'd be like, oh, that Kathleen in Canada, like she's over there thriving, and then one day we're on a Zoom and he's like, okay, Kathleen, I'm going to text you, send me your number, and that's where he started texting. We started texting back and forth. And then I went to go get my pins for my consultancy and he's like, come to my house and get my pins in the middle of COVID. And I was like, manifested that one. So yes, I did. And even Roberta, I'll say, like, I think I spoke on his event 3 or 4 times. And every single time I used it as an opportunity to practice if that were my audience. Right.
Mm.
So I remember one of them, he had 90,000 people registered and I was having like 2,000 registered for mine, maybe 1,000 registered for mine. And so I remember thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to show up there today on Bob's event with 90,000 people registered and I'm going to be the version of myself that I would be at my event with 90,000. And so I just would pretend, right? I would be in that state. And I think that that's what you felt and many other people felt, was that I was operating from an identity beyond that which the outer world would tell me that I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that so much in myself too. And oh my gosh. But so I loved Bob's program, but it felt very professional, very structured, for me, it was, a little uncomfortable. But then I saw you and I was like, oh, she just makes it like I feel comfortable around that. You brought that femininity into, and the
Yeah.
spirituality into it. And immediately I was like, I wasn't even finished with his program
Oh,
and I was ready, yes, to move into yours. And
yeah.
that's what happened in 2022. And I joined Millionaire. I was in your program, but I watched a lot. I watched a lot of contrast in your life.
Yes. Oh yeah, you were right. You watched it all unfold because
Yes.
2022, 2020, 2021
Uh-huh.
was like this upswing. And then 22 was a downswing. And then now a further upswing even higher, right? So we have to understand the law of rhythm. And in our lives, there's always going to be this rhythm. There's going to be these ups and these downs, these highs, these lows, the good, the bad, the full bank account, the empty bank account. We're going to experience it all. And so it's about how can we ride those waves of life with grace and with ease and flow and with compassion, and how can we not freak out, right? Like don't freak out and lose your mind. Like stay the course, press toward the mark, remain in that certainty, that faith state, that knowing. So 2022, that's when I separated. My marriage was separated. That's when I had my emergency lung surgery. My team completely changed. 9 members of my team left at one time. Had to create a whole new team. Everything would appear like it was falling apart, but it was actually coming together, right? And so the woman that I am today had to go through all of that in order for me to be here and to be this version I've always wanted to be quite honest. So it was a resolving of things.
Yes, but
Yeah.
so many people would have given up.
No, no, the old version of me, yes, I gave up on myself a lot, Roberta. Like I used to give up on myself all the time. My goals, my wishes, my dreams. I would just be like, yep, no, I'm not good enough for it. I'm not worthy enough. Like, no way. And just let it go. But now that I have this awareness, I know too much, right? Like, I know it's all available to me. I know that all I have to do is think about it and it'll be real for me one day. And so I can't possibly give up on something I know in my bones, I'm sure of. Like, and I love this work with all the madness of my soul. Like, it is truth to me. It's my call to good. And so there's no way I could ever give up on this. And
Mm.
I think that's what the world needs, to be quite honest, because so many people are walking around so unsure of what the truth is that when you find someone and you come across someone that is so sure of the truth that you're like, no, this is the path I'm going. Like, this is what I want. I want to walk alongside a woman that knows, that believes, that is certain, and that is walking in her truth. And it gives you that sense of security and knowing, like, that I'm not going to tomorrow be selling real estate. Like, this is me and this is what I do, and I'll forever do it. I'm grateful.
Yes, and we're grateful for you. You're paving the way for so many people, and when you help us, when I'm, people that are in your program, you're helping me. I'm helping everyone I'm surrounded with. So my family, my friends, everyone is seeing a change in me, and that's a
Mm.
reflection of you. It's so beautiful. And
Oh,
I have a couple of questions that I'm dying to ask, though, and
yes.
some
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
might be thinking
Let's
because
go.
you are the manifesting. You're the queen. So I need to know when you're manifesting, how specific do you need to be? Okay. So like let's say I want a modern beach home. Do I
Yes.
need to know when exactly where that needs to be? I don't know.
Yeah. So I think for me, the certainty and the clarity and the specifics are super, super important in developing the feeling of what it feels like to have that thing, right? So I'm not manifesting the four walls of the Malibu house. I'm manifesting the feeling of having a Malibu home. And I'm manifesting the identity of who I needed to become to do this. So now I'm sitting here in my second home, right? Like I have a home in Ontario, Canada, and now I have a home here in Malibu, California. And so the identity of a woman that now has two homes is a very different identity than a woman that has one home. It's the same thing with the cars. Like when I went and bought my second car, I realized that I wasn't buying a second car because I thought I didn't need it, that I was stuck in the identity of like, you should only have one car. Most people have one. Two is too much. So I never buying the second one. I was delaying it. So of course, when I bought the second car, my whole world changed. Business blew up. And like now with this Malibu home, moving into this Malibu home, everything's blowing up again because I'm deciding to be the woman that has all of this, that holds this much energy, that holds this much space, that has this much power. But the specifics of it are important, but not to the nitty gritty. Like I didn't manifest this house specifically. Like this house revealed itself to me. But did I want a house in Malibu, California with several bedrooms overlooking the ocean and canyon views? Did I want this modern type of look and style? Yes. But it could have been any home. I think sometimes we go too far into the specifics. And I always say it with dating, right? We want to manifest a specific man, that one man. And he has to be this way, and he has to say these things, and he has to do all of these things. And so what we're doing is we're attaching ourselves. So I always say this or something better. This man or better. If you want to give me better, I'm open to it.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
okay. So one thing that you did was you have traveled to Malibu multiple times. You stayed in different homes. You experienced. So you went and tested it out. And even with your car too, right?
I get as close to my manifestations as I possibly can. So that's important, right? So it's one thing to sit at home and dream about what you want to manifest into your life. It's another thing to go out and get as close to it as you can, right? So it's like with a car. You can sit there and put a Lamborghini on your vision board and then sit at home and dream about your Lamborghini. Or you can go out to the dealership and test drive it.
Yeah.
You can go out and choose. Which one do you want? What color do you want it in? How much deposit do you have to put down? How much is it going to cost to build it? Do you want to get it used? So when you start actually acting upon the dream and the idea and getting more information and getting as close to it as you can, you're now embodying that identity. I'll never forget Roberta in 2020, I had always dreamed about a Hawaii house. I always wanted to have a property in Hawaii, right? Like that was my dream back then. And so I'll never forget one day I said, okay, so if I'm a woman that has a Hawaii house, she has a real estate agent in Hawaii who has her wish list that's sending her properties. So I went online and I found this Hawaii real estate agent. And I called her up and I said, I'm looking for a house in Hawaii. These are my wants. My budget is max up to $2 million. And I want this many bedrooms and this view. And so I had a phone call with her. Okay, at this point, did I have $2 million for the house? No. She didn't know that, right? She just knew that I was a woman calling her about a house that she was looking for, right? And so I told her how many bedrooms and everything. She started sending me all the stuff. So then we went to Hawaii on a vacation. And so I met up with her and we went and toured properties. Now I learned that I hate the time zone change and it didn't work for my life. So I decided to remove that off of my manifestation list. I don't want a house in Hawaii anymore. But it was so beautiful because I figured that out by going there.
Yes, you experienced that. So people that, even just test driving might not be enough. I'm like, rent a car for a week.
Oh yeah, done that too. I rented, yeah. I rented a Lamborghini Urus in Miami 1 year ago, a purple one. I rented it, I think, for 3 or 4 days, and then I fell in love with it. So that was one of the things that I did to get closer to the Lamborghini, and so that's why now I have a Lamborghini. It's in the shop, but I have a Lamborghini Urus at home in matte black, and she's so beautiful. And that's the second car I decided to get, but I got myself close to it.
Yes, as close as you could.
Yeah.
So I love that. So with this material and personal development, letting go, this is what I've been working on for the past this year. This has been my big thing. And so what I want to know, because I think we're holding on to so much of the past. But if we really feel like we maybe have, hurt someone in the past and we are, we do feel bad about that and we hold on to it forever.
Yeah.
What do we need to do with that? How can we release it? Do we need to go to them and apologize? Like, what does that process look like?
Yeah. So it's going to be so individual for each person, but the important thing to really understand is like, what does it mean to let go of something, right? First thing is that we don't want to let go of the vision We don't want to let go of the mission. We don't want to let go of the dream. We don't want to let go of the idea of what we could be. We want to hold all of those things. So we're never going to let any of that go. So some people think that like, oh, well, we have to let go of the dream in order to call the dream in. No, no, no. Hold the image of the dream. But what I want you to let go of is the attachment to it. So the attachment says, if my dream doesn't come true, my life will never be complete. If I don't manifest my dream man, I'll never be whole. If I don't manifest the baby, I'll never be whole. If I don't make the money, I'll never be whole. Like that's the attachment to. So we want to let go of the attachment, preference over requirement. I would love that, but if it never happens, I will be okay. And as soon as you go into that, I will be okay, you end up pregnant, you end up meeting your dream man, your bank account grows. Trust. I see this over and over again. So there's letting go of that attachment, but there's also letting go of the heavy things that remain in the consciousness. So you talk about things like shame, guilt, resentment, right? Mm-hmm. So those feelings are very low energetically. They're low vibrational feelings. And so when you're holding those in your body, they feel heavy. And they might feel like stress in your shoulders. They might be pain in the lower back, right? They might be pelvic pain. They might be headaches and migraines. It might be sleepless nights. It might be things like pneumonia, respiratory infections, right? They show up in the body. And so we want to let them go, right? Letting something go does not mean that you need to tell someone you've let it go. Okay. So I think we want this closure, or we want this, we want to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to let you go today. No, we don't need to do that. You can actually let a feeling go, a story go, an emotion go without telling anyone that you did. And you also don't even need to forgive. I know this is a different conversation. It might be good for you to forgive someone, but it might be better for you to just understand them instead, to understand how they would behave in that way. Understanding replaces forgiveness in the mind of the spiritual master, right? So to understand that when you forgive something for something that someone has done to you, you are still in a state of judgment. You're still holding an emotion. So when you let go of that bad thing that person did to you, you no longer need to forgive them. You can understand how they could do it. You can understand how society would have taught someone to behave in that way, right? And you can understand that that person is simply doing what their learning taught them to do. And so you can let the feeling go. I love Joe Dispenza says, a memory without an emotional attachment to it is wisdom. I love that. So what he's saying there is there's a difference between a memory and an emotionalized memory, right? And so when we're looking back on our past and there's emotion attached to the past, we're still emotionalizing it. We're reliving it. We're almost like re-traumatizing ourselves with it. And we're still carrying the feeling of it with us. But you can detach from that. And I think about like my past life. Like I've been suicidal. When I had my 2 little babies, I had postpartum depression with Reagan, and I was suicidal. And so when I used to think about that version of myself, I used to get really emotional. It used to make me very, very sad. And I felt a lot of guilt about that. Like, how could you be a mother and be talking about taking your own life and leaving your kids without a mother? Like I used to feel a lot of guilt about that, but now I've let it go. I've realized that I'm not that woman anymore. I don't think that way anymore. And I understand, and I give myself compassion and grace. And so now I can talk about that time in my life without being emotional about it, without emotionalizing it, without re-experiencing it. So I think you can let go of the emotion, even though you can't let go of the memory sometimes. And then, the idea, you mentioned the idea that you've hurt someone in your life, right? If you feel like you want to apologize, you go right ahead and apologize. Your ego is going to probably be like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. But if you really think that it's going to impact that person positively to have that apology, then you go right ahead and apologize. But you don't need to apologize to let go of the guilt, the shame, the negative self-talk related to it. You can forgive yourself for that, for what you did. You can forgive yourself for judging yourself for what you think you did, and realize that you're a new person in a new version. But if you are ever going to apologize to someone, I always look at it this way. Am I apologizing to them for me, or am I apologizing to them for them? Right?
Mm.
So let's say how I know the difference is if I were to go apologize to you for something, Roberta,
Yeah.
and you don't accept my apology, am I going to be okay?
Mm.
Am I going to move forward? Am I going to be able to let it go? Or am I apologizing to you so that you're happy with me, so that I get something, right? Because truly, if I want to apologize to make you feel better and to acknowledge, it doesn't matter to me whether you accept it or not. Right?
Yeah.
So that's how I know my intention behind something. It's like saying I love you to hear I love you back, right? Like, are we actually saying it because we want that person to feel loved? Or are we saying it because we want to hear the words back?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I really like that. Thank you. Um, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh man, 10 years. I don't think that far ahead. Honestly, like
Okay.
yeah, I'm thinking about like 1 year from now. But honestly, in 10 years, massive, massive global impact for sure. Diamond Academy will be probably 10 times what it is today. My House of Manifestation brand is 1 million people or more in my House of Manifestation community. I see myself speaking on big stages, world stages around collective consciousness ascension, with world leaders that want to elevate humanity as well. So I see myself involved in that sort of thing. I also see myself completing my PhD in manifestation. I really, really want to do a dissertation to prove to the world the truth of manifestation outside of what the world currently believes is true about it. Yeah. So lots of things.
I love that. I interviewed a nurse who wrote a book on intuition.
Ooh, love that.
I know. She said, I had to find the scientific proof, okay,
Yeah.
about this. She even had some hospital, I believe in California, order like, I don't know how many thousands of copies. So
I love that.
I know.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, and like there is going to be parts of manifestation there's a part of manifestation that's outside the capacity for the mind to observe.
Yeah.
So part of the dissertation isn't to prove to the mind that it's real, but to prove to the mind that it doesn't know it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's something I'll do. I'll have more books
Mm,
for sure. Uh, and my girls will be thriving.
mm.
They'll be in their 20s. Like what?
I know.
Anyways, I haven't thought about that.
Yeah. Right, right. I know, right? Thinking about being a Gigi, a grandma this year. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I love that. I love that. Yeah,
Crazy.
I have never actually thought about being a grandmother. This is the first time I've ever thought about it. I better wipe it out. Get it
Oh
out of
my
my
God.
thinking. I don't want to
Right?
manifest this.
Yeah, we're not ready. We're not ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you want to be remembered?
Oh, this one is so easy. Like, I have always thought that I wasn't good enough to impact people, that I wasn't significant enough, worthy enough, beautiful enough to be able to impact people. And now I've remembered my truth that I am. And so, what I would love to be remembered for is my impact on the collective humanity in raising collective consciousness towards a more peaceful world. So, like, my vision for humanity is peace, it's love, it's for us to work collaboratively and for us to elevate each other and to go to a restaurant and overhear conversations and the conversations at the table be like, how can I help you today? How can I help you be your best today? Isn't life so amazing and lovely? But right now I sit and I listen and I hear this person complaining about this and this person talking about what they're stressed about here and this person swearing about this situation. And I want to be a part of the change. I know I am, currently, but I want to be a part of it in an even bigger scale.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention too your books. I'm rereading The Best of Yourself.
Mm.
It sounds it's totally different this time.
Well,
Matt,
because you're different.
I know.
Yes. And,
Yes.
and and that's the beautiful thing about awareness, right? And understanding is like as you change, you're gonna see the world different and everything will look different. It's like you're looking at it through new lenses. That's why I keep reading the same books over and over again. I got My Power of Awareness here. I'm reading it again because it's a whole new level of awareness. It's like looking at something with new eyes.
I absolutely love your book though. And this time going through it again is just totally blowing my mind. I'm like, yes, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Well, share
So,
some awarenesses with me along the way, Robert. I'd love to know.
yeah. Oh, you mean like right now, or you mean what?
Just like DM me sometime. Like let me know
Oh
what.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
love how you talk about just judgment. And can I ask you one more thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a word right now that I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
Narcissist.
Yeah. There's yeah.
Okay.
It's judgment. It's not from love,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
So when we look at it, we're categorizing people into that specific language and we're putting them into a box, right? And so when we are judging others' behaviors, we are now holding judgment. So when you judge someone else, you are now moving into the state of the judgment or the person that you're judging. So I don't use that language. Like I wouldn't say that someone is blah 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 blah. I would say something along the lines of like this person's behavior would represent that they are out of alignment with the ideas that I hold in my consciousness.
Or would you say that would that be part of the ego too?
Of course, the ego wants to judge. The ego wants
Yeah.
to make wrong. The ego wants to say you're bad, you're wrong, this is awful. So I don't want to hold judgment in my consciousness. So if someone that displayed those types of behaviors came into my life, they wouldn't be someone that I would keep close. Like I'm out of resonance with those ideas, but I'm not going to go judge those ideas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I also think that there's so much power in seeing people in a way that you'd like to see them, right? So I would like to see someone that is loving and caring and supportive and leading and like someone in their beautiful masculine energy. And the more I see a person that way, the more they will become that way. So the more we pigeonhole people and we judge them and we say they're this and we say they're that, the more we're putting them into that box. And I think it is an overused word these days. Um, so I'm careful with it, but no, I don't use it often.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, this has been incredible. Thank you
Oh,
so much. You really have, oh gosh, I could just lose it right now.
I know. I'm so grateful for you. I'll never forget that day I chatted with you on the phone before you came into
Yeah.
the program.
Yeah.
It was a very powerful conversation because I knew in that moment you were choosing a new version of you. And just your story, yours and Paige's story is just so beautiful, and you're impacting the world in such a beautiful way by letting your light shine. And now you're gonna have another light in your life, this beautiful grandbaby. So I'll be
Yep.
watching and celebrating and sending you guys so much love. So please give her hugs for me. Give Paige hugs for me.
Oh my gosh, I will. Thank you
Okay,
so
beautiful.
much. You
Hopefully I
have
see you soon. It's been too long.
It has been. It has been. We've been working on some things. I'm getting there. I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Oh,
Yes.
that
I'm
makes me so
amazing.
happy.
Feel
I'm
freaking
so
amazing.
I'm so grateful. And thanks for having me on to chat about these topics because they're so important.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
You're so
appreciate you.
welcome, beautiful. You're so welcome. I'm grateful for you too. Okay, have a beautiful day, okay?
All right.
And
Thank
let
you
me
so
know when the
much.
podcast comes up and we'll share.
Okay.
Okay?
Absolutely. Thank
All
you.
right. Sending you
All
love.
right.
Okay,
Take care.
bye.
Bye.